You have what? Okay, we're live. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm CBS19 Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony, along with Savannah Hale here in the CBS19 Weather Center. We are tracking severe weather this afternoon. The newest information that came into the Weather Center is a tornado watch that's now been issued until 10 o'clock, and I'll show you where here in just a second. We have Leslie watching and also Rachel watching from Hallsville. Hello. Let's start with the severe thunderstorm risk outlook for today. It's been updated since the noon hour, and it still includes a moderate risk of severe weather for Tyler, for Longview, for Marshall, Hallsville included in that, Gilmer, Mineola, Canton, Athens, Sulphur Springs, and Mount Pleasant, while an enhanced risk surrounds that in Carthage, Jacksonville, Palestine, Crockett, Nacogdoches, Center, Lufkin, and San Augustine. So a large portion of the area is under a risk for severe weather. The enhanced risk means intense severe thunderstorms will be possible, some large hail, few tornadoes. The moderate risk means this could be widespread, long-lived with large hail and strong tornadoes. We've got Susanna watching from Henderson. Good afternoon. Also have Maybank here. Good afternoon. And Grand Saline also checking in. Crockett also checking in. So let's go over the tornado watch as it stands right now. You'll see here in these counties shaded in red or orange, depending on what your screen looks like. The tornado watch goes until 10 o'clock, and it does include Smith County, also includes Gregg County, and then Marion and Harrison counties, Upshur, Wood County, Henderson, and Van Zant and Rains County also included in that. Right now, Rusk County, Panola, Shelby County, Cherokee County. If you live in Cherokee County, you're not currently under a tornado watch at this time. Anderson or Houston County or Angelina County, also Nacogdoches County not included, along with San Augustine and Sabine County in the tornado watch. But that tornado watch goes until 10 p.m. What we're starting to see now are cells that are developing north or closer to Interstate 20, and these cells are beginning to move to the north. This is a wide general look at CBS19 radar. We'll take this full screen for you so you can see exactly what we're talking about. And we've got even a little bit of rotation being seen here on this one cell that is just to the north of Longview. That's weak rotation within that cell. That's what our Titan indicator in the green spin indicates at this time. And only one lightning bolt at this time. So it's not particularly a strong storm, but it may be in the phase of strengthening. So we'll keep an eye on that very carefully. Up toward Mineola and Gilmer, the Mineola cell right now crossing out of Smith County to the southwestern part of Wood County. Looks like it has just a little bit of hail on that. Looks like Crescenda saying hello from Canton. Hi. Barbie wants to know about Hawkins. We'll talk about Hawkins and Ore City. Hi, Jackie and Lindale. You know, we're looking at these thunderstorms moving through almost all of the area. So if you're watching us this afternoon, to particularly point out a city, I might be able to do some timelines on some of these individual cells. But suffice it to say, if you're watching us this afternoon, there's a high likelihood that you will experience some rain and or thunder between now and about 11 o'clock tonight. Eventually, we'll have a line of thunderstorms. It's way out to the west right now, west of Dallas, that will sharpen up near Interstate 45 later this evening and then move through East Texas between 8 and midnight. So I appreciate everybody tuning in here this afternoon. We'll take a few minutes and try to kind of go over what we're seeing. Queen City's also checking in. Good to see you guys. Golden and Alba watching from Carthage. Hello, Carthage. So, all right, so with these thunderstorms, I'll put this into motion real quick for you. And as we do, you'll get the general direction and movement of these storms. They should be moving north to south, really kind of from the south to southeast up toward Interstate 20 and then eventually up toward Interstate 30. Right now, we don't have any warnings in place. We do have that tornado watch for essentially along Interstate 20 and to the north. We're seeing additional showers and thunderstorms developing down toward Nacogdoches, Mount Enterprise, and then over toward Athens and Canton. Some heavy downpours are within these showers and thunderstorms. So let me stop this, and I'm going to put a little track on this one cell here. It's the one near Longview. And right now, if we went by our Titan indicator, we would know, because it has a little rotation with it, that it's probably our strongest cell of the early afternoon out there. And it's moving essentially north-northeast at about 35 to 37 miles an hour. So that's going to take it, if you live up toward Gladewater, just right now, it should be moving into Gladewater with some heavy downpours. Diana in about 8 minutes from now. Gilmer in about 15 minutes. Cedar Springs, you'll get part of that in about 20 minutes from now. Dangerfield just after 4 o'clock. And Pittsburgh at about 20 past 4. And just getting word here, this is coming down good in Gladewater. Shannon, thank you for that update. See, that's what we rely on, is you guys out there telling us, I can show you on radar, but it's ground truth like that that really helps us out. So Shannon, I appreciate that report. We know that it's coming down really hard now. That verifies what radar is picking up. If anything else kind of develops up in Gladewater, let me know about that. Let's track this other cell here. This is going to be just south of Longview. I'll zoom in on this, and it looks like this cell here has a little bit of perhaps a strengthening core between Kilgore and Lakeport, and this is likely also moving to the east roughly. Most of these cells this afternoon are moving north roughly 37 miles an hour, about 30 to 37 miles an hour. So let's put a track on this cell here. This is going to be just east of Kilgore toward Lakeport, moving to the north and northeast, and I'm going to have to widen things out. That's moving up toward Hallsville. That's going to move toward Longview, but let me widen that just a little bit so we can get a better view of where that's headed to. But I know it's headed toward Hallsville. We know that it's headed toward Longview, and it's just minutes really away from Hallsville. Again, it's not severe, but we do have some heavier rain coming down within that cell. So again, it's moving to the northeast at about 37 miles an hour. So as that storm tracks generally up toward Jefferson or toward Marion County, we'll see the storm. Let me spit out some cities here. So Lakeport, just about on the doorstep of Lakeport currently. Longview about 339, Hallsville 343, and then Harleton around 403, and Kellyville at 422. All right, so that's that cell there. Again, not warned. Savannah Hale is watching the chat room with the National Weather Service for us. And Savannah, are you seeing anything yet from the chat room? They're still quiet. Okay, that's good to know. All right, let's go into this cell up here. This has got a little stronger, at least downpour in it. Maybe some stronger hail towards Cedar Springs, up toward Dangerfield and Lone Star. Did have a question about from Dangerfield in there, so let me track this storm for you. And what we'll use here is the cone because of the uncertainty of where this storm may be headed here in the next, say, hour or so. But also moving north at 37 miles an hour. So that heavier downpour is going to move into Dangerfield in about 11 minutes. So if you're watching from Dangerfield, expect a heavy downpour in about 11 minutes. Naples at about 3:55. And if it continues up over Interstate 30 into Bowie County, then it'll make it up there at about 4:20. Also want to do one other thing with this cell, and that is sample our Titan indicator and see what it's doing inside the storm. So we're using some mathematical computations to figure out what's going on inside that storm. And right now it looks like it has some gusty, strong winds with that. If anybody up in the Dangerfield area, well, it wouldn't really necessarily be Dangerfield yet, but you can expect some strong gusty winds coming in with that. It looks like some smaller hail and some heavier downpours. Jackie's saying just saw a big bolt of lightning, cloud to ground. All right, nothing in Jacksonville yet. Thanks, Kelly. Appreciate that. How bad will it be in South Texas? If you're talking South Texas, south of San Antonio, or in the San Antonio area and point southward, probably not as bad as we're looking at here across East Texas. We have, again, a tornado watch until 10 p.m. for a good portion of our area. And let's see, Crescenda's watching from, going over that. I'm just kind of going through your cities here to see who's checking in and what can answer for you. All right, so where we stand right now, we're looking at that severe thunder, or not a severe thunderstorm. It's just a heavier thunderstorm right now that is moving out of Upshur County into Camp County. That's where that cell is currently. All right, so let me widen out a little bit farther back to the south. There's a little cell around Athens right now. That cell toward Athens lifting to the north. Some of these cells that we see lifting to the north, a little concerning in that their movement and direction. For instance, this one at Mineola, we don't have a Titan indicator on it, but there's quite a bit of lightning headed to the southeast end of Lake Fork. So if you know of anybody fishing out on Fork, you might want to tell them that they have a heavier downpour and some thunderstorms headed in their direction. Right now it's knocking on Quitman. And you can see Alba also in the direction of that storm. Pittsburgh right now seeing some heavier rain and thunderstorms coming down. There's a thunderstorm also around Brumley and Ewell right up 271 down to Betty. Cedar Springs also with a heavier thunderstorm over toward Ore City. Somebody was asking on the chat about the Ore City. It looks like a thunderstorm has moved over Ore City, but just to your south there is another thunderstorm that's moving out of White Oak that is also moving up toward Ore City. And this one has strengthened just a little bit, that now we have a Titan indicator on that one. So let me click on that storm and give you an idea of what we're seeing here. No tornado impact, that's good. We are getting some gusty winds blowing out of that thunderstorm, and the probability of hail inside that storm, perhaps up to the size of Nichols, is in that storm at this time. This is moving to the northeast at 44 miles an hour. So this storm has really picked up some motion and movement. So let's track this storm for you. This is going to be the one right here near Big Sandy, moving northeastward at 44 miles an hour. So that's going to take that across Marion County up into Cass County, and that will take it across places such as Diana, Ore City just before 4 o'clock, and Avenger just after 4 o'clock. So that's going to be a heavier downpour for you in those cities there. All right, I'll widen everything out. I'll go to the next radar image. We'll zoom in here. Around Tyler right now, not much going on. White House also quiet, and Chandler's also quiet. What about Rusk County? Carrie Jordan wants to know, Rusk County can expect some thunderstorms. You can see some moving right now through Laneville up toward Henderson. Not severe. These aren't severe at this time, but again, we'll keep an eye on it. Here's what's happening, and this is what we have to go through the rest of the evening. We have the storm itself is still way out to the west. In fact, it's just moving into Texas right now. If we take this full screen, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. There's a line of thunderstorms that's formed right now cutting through Abilene to San Angelo. That's going to be a line of thunderstorms that will move through here this evening. So we may end up with two different watches. We may end up with a tornado watch that we have currently in place, and then we may get a severe thunderstorm watch for a line of thunderstorms that moves through during the evening hours. But that line of thunderstorms that we expect is still well west of Dallas, but again, it will be moving to the east and it will be picking up some speed. Meantime, as we go back to our, I'm going to show you the short-term high-resolution radar here. And as I do, you'll be able to kind of get a feel for what's going on. We've got plenty of showers just around here. Again, none of these are severe at this time. And as I put this into motion, these all lift to the north. And then we watch that part. There are clusters of showers and thunderstorms in North Texas. They drop in to Mount Pleasant and Mineola. And then there's the line. So take this full so everyone at home can see this. This is going to be at 9:30 tonight, and this is cutting through Camp County, Titus County, right through Upshur County, in through Smith County, just entering Gregg County at that time into Rusk County. So if you live in Rusk, you're going to get this line of thunderstorms with gusty winds on it between about 9 and 9:30. That should move through Tyler and Smith County about 8:30 to 9 o'clock. I would say Mineola and Wood County about 8 to 8:30, and then of course Jacksonville in that 9 to 9:30 time frame. So that's a short-term, what we call high-resolution data, and it comes from our in-house computer model. So National Weather Service is saying, let me check this real fast. What do we have here? We have put, based on our watch outline, Deep East Texas. I don't see where we're getting that information. I'm not sure what we mean by that. Let me look. I'll wait and see. I may have to check out something. Okay, let me go back to radar for you guys. I'm getting some information from our director, but I'm trying to confirm it from the Storm Prediction Center. So let's see if we can get something confirmed from Storm Prediction Center on what this may be entailing. Okay. Still, okay. All right, still I think we have a moderate risk. We'll wait and see. They should get an update here. If I'm getting I just heard something about maybe possible upgrade to a high risk, but we'll wait. I'll have to wait and get that confirmed for sure. All right, this is radar at the time. And let me see, we're getting some questions here. Kathy just moved to San Angelo from Northeast Texas. Never storms here. Yes, San Angelo's getting the line of thunderstorms right now. Wondering about Lake Palestine area and Coffee City. Well, the forecast in those areas is going to be for showers and thunderstorms. And in the Coffee City area, Lake Palestine, I'll zoom in on Palestine for you. There's a thunderstorm out toward Murchison, but that storm itself is likely lifting northeast and not headed toward Palestine. However, the one down at Coffee City, that cell is weakened dramatically here recently. All right, so let me go through the graphics again. I want to show you the short-term forecast if you're just tuning in, so we can give you an idea on what is happening there. And on that short-term forecast, again, these showers and thunderstorms, let's take this full so everyone can see what's happening here. Those showers and thunderstorms lift into southwestern parts of Arkansas, and then the line of thunderstorms moves through. Along that leading edge of that line, we could be talking about 70-mile-an-hour winds or higher with embedded tornadoes. So the question coming in from what about Tyler for tonight? Well, Tyler tonight is going to have some strong winds, heavy rain, dangerous lightning coming down, and that'll happen between about 8 and 9 o'clock. So if you're in Tyler, you have till about 8 to 9 o'clock for a strong line of thunderstorms to move through here. All right, I'm going to go to the severe weather threat, and we're going to outline here for you guys what we're talking about. Top one is damaging winds. We are about as high as you can get for the damaging winds. In fact, day one outlook, 45% chance that we have severe winds tonight with the possibility of having some hurricane force winds between 9 and 11 o'clock. Maybe even 8:30 and 11. Let's open up the window just a little bit farther on that. A large hail possibility is there. It would be egg-sized and perhaps a little bit bigger than that. It's less than the wind threat, but still there. Flood threat is there. It's a slight risk. As far as tornadoes go, we got to watch this. We may get some quick spin-up tornadoes along the line as they move through. And again, that's primarily between 7 and, say, 11 o'clock. All right, what time is this supposed to be in for near Jacksonville? All right, well, Jacksonville, it easily looks like Jacksonville could be in these storms just before 10 o'clock, so about 9:30 to 10. And I'm going to show you here is the rest of the night using also our in-house computer data. It's not as high res, it doesn't update as often, but it has a pretty good handle on what's happening, I think, as we head into the overnight hours. So we've got that 80% chance for rain, thunderstorms through that time frame. And you'll see here, as I put this into motion, this is going to play it out through the rest of the night. This should all be over. In Tyler, you'll still have some rain coming down at 11:15. The heaviest thunderstorms at 11:15 will be over toward Longview and Marshall and Jefferson and Carthage. And then we have some showers coming in. It starts to cool down dramatically, but the severe weather threat is over by midnight, certainly over by 1 a.m. And the rain that you see on the backside kind of drifting into the area at 3 a.m., that's just a chilly rain with temperatures in the 50s. But there may be some strong wind gusts that are not associated with thunderstorms, but there may be some wind gusts that get up close to 40 or 45 miles an hour. All right, so let me see if we can help out anybody else with some questions. Southeast Oklahoma, I can take a look at that in just a second. We talked about Ore City. Really appreciate you guys all watching. We have several dozen viewers on, and really appreciate that at this time. So just kind of reading through the comments and seeing if there are any questions specifically about this setup or specifically about, we try to answer the cities, but the best thing to do on some of these cities is just to tell you that no matter where you live, you're going to get some thunderstorms tonight and some heavy rain. So here's the recap before we take a break and try to join you again just after 4 o'clock. So make sure you check back here to KYTX CBS19 Facebook. So let's look at this severe weather recap together. We'll take this full for us. And so between 5 and 7, we should have some isolated strong thunderstorms. The better chance will be in our western counties. And then between 7 and 9, the line of strong and severe thunderstorms and damaging winds will begin moving to the east, with large hail and tornadoes will be possible in that time frame. Then from 9 to 11, the thunderstorms may slightly weaken in parts of the region. There may be some other parts where they maintain that strength, but some strong gusty winds will still be possible, and then those thunderstorms will move on out of there. All right, so I'll go back to radar one final time, and we'll walk up and down the radar, and then we'll take a break. And again, if you guys want, we'll be back on shortly after 4 o'clock to talk more about this severe weather. But I just want to give you an overview of what's happening, and we'll start all the way back where we did with the radar, and that is a tornado watch that's in effect until 10 p.m. tonight. All right, we have the risk that's in effect, but here are the counties in the watch till 10 p.m. That does include Gregg County, City of Longview, Smith County and the City of Tyler, Gilmer and Upshur County, also Wood County, also Van Zant and Canton, Henderson County. So Rusk County right now, you don't have a thunderstorm or a tornado watch, but don't let your guard down tonight. You may get some kind of watch before the night is said and done. Marion and Harrison County are also under the tornado watch. All right, currently no warnings in place across the area. Several thunderstorms are ongoing, and I will put this into motion. I'm going to turn off the storm track so that that's not distracting as those things kind of bounce around. We'll take this full, and I want you to know what the motion of these thunderstorms south to north can be concerning for us, because when we, here in East Texas, when our storms are moving south to north, they can begin to rotate and spin. Our environment right now is not at that real prime setup for that. So we may be able to skirt by with these thunderstorms lifting north without starting to spin, but they could still produce some small hail and some gusty winds, as we've seen. Looks like they're strengthening as they get closer to Interstate 30, and closer to Interstate 30, there's a boundary up there. So sometimes thunderstorms can get on a boundary and interact with the boundary. That adds a little more strength or spin to them. If that happens, we may have some tornado warnings popping north of Interstate 30. But right now, the only warnings that we're seeing here are back here toward Sherman and Denison and Ardmore, Oklahoma. So there are, in fact, you can see that one storm really spinning as it heads toward Sherman. Came out of Decatur, and it heads right now into Sherman with a pretty good hail core on that, lots of vivid lightning. Another way sometimes we can tell the strength of the thunderstorm is by looking at the intensity of the lightning, and we're seeing that there in Sherman. We're not seeing a ton of lightning with our cells over here in East Texas, but we'll keep an eye on those. All right, so I'm CBS 19 Chief Meteorologist, along with Savannah Hale here in the Weather Center. And we've been monitoring your storms for you. We're going to take a bit of a break. We're going to recalibrate, get some stuff ready for the 5 o'clock news. We'll try to jump back on here somewhere around 4 o'clock, maybe just after, and give you another update on how things are progressing this afternoon. We appreciate your time and your patience as you watch CBS 19 and our Facebook stream, our CBS 19 Plus stream, and also on our YouTube channel. Please be safe this evening. Remember, as we go to break, to make sure that you know where you're going to take shelter in the event of a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Someone said you could use some sunscreen on South Broadway in Tyler right now.
Oh, really?
Not good.
Oh, Doc Deason. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They didn't call me till 5:05, which means they definitely weren't out there looking at it.
Right, that was the Weather Channel was reporting at level 5.
What's level 5?
The Weather Channel was saying in East Texas.
Oh, that's a Torcon.
Yeah.
A 5.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Torcon.
What's a Torcon?
Oh.
It's a made-up measurement that the Weather Channel uses.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not anything associated with the National Weather Service. It's
Yeah, I thought that maybe SPC had upgraded us to a high risk, and I was trying to find.
I've never been in a level 5 storm.
And I've once, but